this is an exciting time because this is when Black women go from, I have a skill set, but I don't have any way to make money apart from a traditional job to, oh, I've got a client. Right. I've got a client or 3 clients, and now I see like the pathway for me leaving the country is right in front of me. Hello, Black women. Hello, friends. We're going to talk about specifically how we left the United States, how we afford financially to not live in the United States, and how you can too. We're going to talk about money. If your main reason for not leaving already is the money, you're in the right place. Welcome.
Welcome. How is a really big question, and we get it all the time, and we can't answer all the hows in one video, but one of the biggest hows that come up is, how do I pay for it? How do I afford my life abroad? And so we're going to talk about that today because we want to help you. You want to move outside of the United States? We want you to do that too. Hello, Black women. My name is Rashida, and I am the co-founder and co-hostess of Exodus Summit. And
I'm Stephanie Perry, the other co-founder of Exodus Summit. I'm currently in Bogota, Colombia. It's beautiful. Thank you. I'm in the process of setting up a home here in Colombia. And where are you, Rashida?
I'm in Mexico City, where I have lived since 2019. Hello.
Wonderful. All right. So the first thing I'd like to get out of the way is the amount of money it takes to leave the country. I think a lot of people either overestimate or some people like severely underestimate how much it costs to live in another place. So how can we, even though the people who are going to be watching this video are going to be interested in going to a variety of different cities all over the world, what is there like a rule of thumb? I'm asking you a question that I think I know the answers to. Is there a rule of thumb that you would give to people in terms of how they can figure out what money they would need to live in another place?
Why, yes, I can help you with that. One of the things I've been saying for years, and I know you've said it too, Stephanie, is that if you live in the US, whatever you're paying for housing, just your housing budget for you and whoever you live with, is probably a number you can live on for an entire month for all your expenses in a lot of countries outside of the US. Now, that's not going to be the answer for everybody, right? Some people are going to be different. Some people are going to live way below their current housing budget. Some of you New Yorkers, I see you. If you live in a high cost of living city, this is probably something that might blow your mind. But when you look at a lot of places around the world, you're going to be able to live for a lot less than you're living right now. And that is going to create a significant difference in the amount of work you actually need to do to support yourself.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So now let's talk. Okay. So we know that that's a general rule of thumb, but that's a starting point, right? That's a place where you can at least get in your mind an idea of how much money you might need or might not need. Okay. So how do you live in Mexico City? Because Mexico, according to the internet, Mexico costs about $50 a week to live in. Is that about your budget for Mexico total?
Lies. It's lies. Don't let them tell you that. Okay. So Stephanie, you said this earlier, but one of the problems that people face when moving abroad is misinformation, but it's also kind of like that rumor mill, that like I heard, you know what I mean? Where people aren't giving you the facts, they're giving you goals, dreams, whatever, something they heard a long time ago. A lot of places that used to be not that expensive are now getting more expensive. Mexico City is one of those places. I would never call it cheap. It was less expensive than living in a lot of cities in the US, but compared to the wages, it's not cheap for people who earn money in Mexico, who earn Mexican pesos. So one thing to consider is how much it's going to cost you where you're going and where you get the actual information about what that cost is. Mexico City is not going to cost you $50 a week. There may be a place in Mexico. There isn't. There is no place. And if there is, you don't want to be there. Beloved, you do not want to be in a place where it's going to cost you $3 a week total.
Even Cambodia, you were talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, not tens of dollars. Okay. All right.
But hundreds
So
of
where
dollars
does it
might be your grocery bill right now, right? In the US.
Right.
Hundreds of dollars a week might be your grocery bill. So, right? If that's your total cost of living, it's not bad.
Not bad. Okay. So how do you make it? How do you live today?
I work. I run a business, Exodus Summit, with my business partner, and we help Black women move abroad and take career breaks. Doing that work is something that I kind of fell into individually in 2019. After taking my career break, I took a sabbatical. I traveled the world for a year. And when I was doing that, Black women kept reaching out to me and saying, I would love to do this too. How do you do it? And so I started helping them do it. And then I linked up with Stephanie, who had also done the same thing years before me. And we accidentally started a business to help Black women do this. And it has been the joy of my life, doing it, helping Black women find their bliss overseas.
So break it down. What are your actual money-making things?
I have a YouTube channel. I have this YouTube channel that you're watching this on. I have an individual YouTube channel. I run a membership with Stephanie Perry that helps Black women move abroad and take career breaks. And every year for the past 5 years, we have run an annual summit in the fall called Exodus Summit that helps Black women move abroad, take career breaks. We did not start it for profit, and we did not make we made way below minimum wage the first year we did it. But since then, using some of the skills, talents, techniques we've gained over years, we have turned it into something that we can use to support ourselves.
Before you left the United States, what did you do? When you lived in the US, what did you do for money?
I helped rich people get richer. I was a lawyer. I worked in auto finance. So if you've ever leased a car, got a loan for a car, and read that contract, I wrote those. And it was not my life's mission. That's not what I was put on this planet for. I'll say that. That was not my life mission. But I got laid off from the last job because the entire company closed down. And when they did that, I got some severance pay. And because I knew that wasn't my life's mission, I took that severance pay and I traveled the world for a year. And that was the start of me realizing how much easier life is outside of the US.
Okay, so you were a lawyer. You are now a coach, YouTuber, event course hostess extraordinaire.
Yes.
What did it feel like starting from zero? Did your skill set from your previous world help you make money in this new world? Did it feel like you were starting from zero completely, or somewhere in between?
It did not feel like starting from zero, because I was always teaching. And as a lawyer who worked inside of a company, it was my job to make sure everyone followed the rules, the regulations, the laws that were applicable to us. And so part of my job was to explain them to people and to make sure they understood them. And so a lot of my career path was teaching something completely different from what I'm teaching right now, but that skill did translate and transfer.
Okay. All right. And so the income that you have now is enough for you to live your life in Mexico City. Is it sustainable? Is this the way that you'll make money until the retirement, until the official retirement?
I was actually thinking about this last night, and if you're a newbie here, this won't mean anything to you, but Exodus Summit members, last night as I was going to bed, I was like, Stephanie and I need to have a talk about when this ends, what year this ends. And so I think it's enough money to take me into retirement. It's enough money to add to my retirement funds every year. Okay. But I don't know that it is a forever thing, just because I don't believe anything is a forever thing.
Girl, I'm 51. Okay, we're not going much longer. Believe that. Believe me when I tell you.
She's not going to be mad when I put a year on it because
No, indeed.
no,
No, indeed.
no.
Not much longer. Okay. Okay. So you started your own business, but in a less scary way. So without a brick and mortar, without the financial commitments of starting a business, you started a business online with very little initial investment in that business.
And that's something that I think we don't talk about enough. So many people are like, I want to start a business. I need to get a business loan. Or I don't have enough money to start a business. I started it with like, I want to say a calendar platform, which was less than probably $15 a month or less, and an email list, which I think was free. So I started my business with $15.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was it. And an Instagram account and a YouTube channel.
Gmail.
Gmail. Straight Gmail. And I have never had it since I started in 2019. I've never had a negative year. And that is the other thing about when you invest a lot of money, there's also a lot of money to lose. There's a lot of chance of losing money. Yeah. I wish more people talked about that starting out a new business by saying, I need to start with capital, whether it's mine or somebody else's, is really risky. And I don't like that kind of risk personally.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think that the thing that a lot of people think about when they talk about moving abroad is getting a job in that country. Mm-hmm. We've made a couple of videos about that on this channel together. That's probably not the way you're going to go. Just like Rashida said, the cost of living is not relatively low, especially in Mexico City, especially when you consider wages in Mexico City, right? That's a reason that a lot of us are not getting a job in another country to move to another country. So you're very rarely on this channel, no matter how many interviews we do, very rarely will you hear a woman talk about working in another country. It's quite often taking your skill set and in some way making money from that skill set to be able to live in the place that you want to live. It's really nice to make US dollars and to get paid from clients in US dollars, but spend, right? You pay your rent, buy your food, pay for your housekeeper, right? And your masseuse, massage therapist, your dermatologist, right? Pay for those things in pesos, Mexican pesos, Colombian pesos. There's, I guess people call it some sort of arbitrage, location arbitrage or something. It might sound a little slimy, but it is effective to be able to serve a clientele that's going to pay you in US dollars and have your expenses be not in US dollars in some more beneficial currency.
More affordable locations. Yes. But we did a lot of talking about me. Let's talk about you.
Yeah.
How do you support yourself?
Pretty much the same way as Rashida, right? So I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel pays me. I have a digital product called House Sitter School. So I'm a house sitter on top of a full-time nomad. I'm a house sitter. So I have a digital product called House Sitter School. It's a digital download. I have made more than 50K from that download. Not crazy money from that digital download, but enough from, I think I'm going to go with 50K since 2020, $10,000 a year. Yeah.
Pause for a second.
Okay.
You made 50K from your digital download that you made one time.
About $10,000. Yeah.
Uploaded, and you do promote on your YouTube channel and other places. It's, I don't believe most incomes are passive income, but that's pretty close to passive income.
It's relatively close. Yeah. So $50,000 in we'll say 50 months, right? So $1,000 a month. That's about right. That's about right. Because I go between $500 and $2,000 a month with it. Yeah, that's about right.
When you were, real quick, what was your salary at your last job before you left the US?
My take home, I made $22 an hour. My paychecks were $1,200 every 2 weeks.
That's too much math for me.
I have had months where House Sitter School alone, even without the YouTube channel,
Mhm.
even without Exodus Summit, even if without my affiliate income, I've had months where House Sitter School alone gave me more income than my job as a hospital pharmacy technician, making IVs and running around the hospital all night. Right. And
And
like Rashida said, I recorded House Sitter School years ago. I'm not an updater. There are people who would update things. I'll add a new video, but I'm not going back and starting from scratch and updating that whole series. I'll just add a new video every now and then.
because it's
It's,
accurate, right? It's
it's,
still relevant and accurate. So
yeah.
so you generally passive, some work, some selling, some admin, I'm sure, some customer service, I'm sure. But there are months where you make more than you did showing up every night on the graveyard shift in that hospital.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
Yeah. So
I
we have skill sets as an adult human person, especially as an adult Black woman. You
Mhm.
have some sort of skill set that is worth money. We're used to our job being our money maker. But if you stop thinking about it that way and start thinking about your skill set, your brain being your money maker, the things that you know and the things you know how to do, once you switch and decide that that is where your money is going to come from, different ideas will come to you. The funniest thing to me about House Sitter School is that you don't get paid to house sit. People can understand making money from a digital product if that digital product leads people to money,
Mhm.
right? If my digital product was how to triple your money in the stock market in 3 months, right? If that was my digital product, people would understand how that digital product makes money. But a good portion of my business or a portion of my business helps people do a thing that does not bring them any additional income. And it's still a skill set that people are willing to pay to access, right? It's still a thing that people are willing to pay. I don't know of a Black woman who doesn't have something in her toolkit that people will not give you cash money to help them with, to teach them, to speed up for them.
Okay. I cut you off before. So I want you to go back. You talked about YouTube, you talked about House Sitter School. What are your other income streams, and what are the skills that you transferred from your old life, your old job?
Okay, so aside from the summit, so Rashida and I co-host Exodus Summit together. So aside from that form of coaching, I have merch. I make a tiny, no, I don't want to say a tiny bit. I make a decent amount of income from merch. And that comes from sitting at my desk at jobs that I hated and playing around with graphic design products. I used to love to get on Microsoft Paint. That's how old I am. And during work hours and make fake awards for people at my jobs. That's the thing that I used to do. And they would be like, Stephanie, your productivity is garbage. And I'd be like, but look at all these awards I've given out. Okay. A little bit of graphic design wasn't really a job skill set, but it was a skill set that I did acquire on the job. Okay. It wasn't what they were paying me to do. But, I sell merch. And that's a skill set that I would not have had if I hadn't had a traditional job, but it's a skill set that I've brought with me.
Mhm.
And I'm an affiliate. I'm an affiliate for products, and those affiliate commissions add up to decent money. So as I said, I have a product called House Sitter School. I'm also an affiliate for Trusted House Sitters. So then when people sign up to become a house sitter through my link, I get affiliate commission. That's another $1,000 to $2,000 every month. I think that skill set is more about community and connection and being a talker than it is about knowing how to sell. I'm not a good salesperson. Sales is actually not my skill set. I'm a talker and I'm a community minded person. I like community connection and conversation. And that's a skill set that I already had. I did not know how to start a YouTube channel. I had to learn how to and launch a YouTube channel. But what I did know was how to talk to people, how to say, you know what, I think this thing might be helpful for you. Let me point you to this thing. And that's not a skill. That part of the skill, that part of the income didn't come from me having to sit down and start from zero. So none of our income, I think, comes from us starting from zero. We didn't know how to host a virtual summit. And our Exodus Summit annual event takes a lot of time and effort and know-how. But what we did know how to do was tell Black women about this wonderful thing that we thought they would enjoy. We did know how to break it down into steps because we had already taken our own sabbaticals. We had already left the United States. We did know how to break it down into steps. And we knew how to reach out to people who didn't know the stuff that who did know the stuff that we didn't know. Right? We knew how to reach out to people and say, we would love for our community to learn how to do this with children or with parents or with spouses. We don't listen.
Or in this part of
Not
the world,
our,
that part of the world that we don't really have experience in.
and so the income that we have that supports us to live outside of the United States, even though it's from new sources, it's not from taking our old job into our new life, right? Even though it's from new sources, it's from our old skill set. It's from what we knew how to do already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the answer for you is probably something very similar. The answer for you is probably what is in your brain. What is the thing that you know how to do that you can do for money so that you can live wherever you want to live in the world?
Mm-hmm. I can coach. You come sit down, come sit on my lap and tell me what your problem is. I'll help you. You may not love me at the end of it, but I can help you. And
you'll love her. You may not like her for every moment of it, but you will love her when you get them results.
Yes,
absolutely love.
You will get the results. And that's something that if you would ask me when I was walking into that office every day and swiping my badge to get inside, I would have told, what do you mean? I don't know how to do that, right? But it's a lifetime. I am a talker and a listener, and a lifetime of listening to people has helped me realize, like, when you're BSing me, when you're BSing yourself. And that's a great skill for a coach to have. I wouldn't have known that. You don't have to know what it's going to be right now.
That's right.
But you have to know what's inside of you, right? Like knowing what your skills are, taking inventory of what you like to do, the ways you would like to make money. And another thing we don't talk about enough, that them entrepreneur podcasts aren't talking about enough, is making sure that what you want to do supports the life you want to live and is not in contrast with it. Both Stephanie and I, we don't really want to work. We have both created businesses individually and together that allow us to take breaks, allow us to do concentrated work for short periods, and then disappear and come back when we're ready to work again. And that's what we needed. I don't know what you need, right? Maybe you're a kind of person who wants to talk to your clients every day. And then that's the kind of business you should build, right? If you don't want to if you're not a very detailed oriented person, come shipping and logistics and who sent this and did this person get the delivery and what happened with the FedEx, me having to call FedEx because they lost a package that I was shipping would send me into a spiral you would never see me recover from. Mm-hmm. I don't have it, right? So I know I can't do that kind of business. If you're gonna get it from me, it's gonna be online, and that's it. And so, it's really important to build a business. If you're thinking about leaving the country and building a new life, you want a business that supports the life you want and does not take away from it.
That's right. So we've talked about some misinformation already out in the world. There's misinformation about how cheap Mexico is. There's misinformation about how difficult it is to move abroad or start a business, or how the only way to do it is to get a job in another country. If you'd like some support from us, if you would like for Rashida and me, if you would like for us to coach you on getting yourself out of the United States of America, good news. It's what we do, and it's what we're very good at. We have an amazing success rate. Our students who come to learn from us, right? Students who say, this is a priority, and I want to put some effort into this, get out of the country. They do it by some of the things we've talked about today. Sometimes some of them just retire, because some of y'all just retire, girl. retire. Okay. Some of them just retire, but they didn't even know that they were retirement ready. They didn't know financially that they were at that point until they got some coaching, looked at the numbers, looked at the prices and the places that they're going, right? Some women will use some other investment income to leave the country, but quite a few of the women inside of our community start some sort of business, whether it's coaching specifically or consulting or freelancing. Take something that's in their brain and put it out in the world. And that's how they afford to leave the United States. And this is a piece of what we teach and coach on inside of the Exodus ASAP membership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's one of the things that is very popular. It's very popular with women because, like I said earlier, the biggest how question is how do I pay for this? And so we've helped women over the years get the money to move abroad. And that it's amazing seeing the difference it makes in a woman's life when she has the financial freedom to do whatever she wants. Right?
Absolutely. So let's talk about what Exodus ASAP is. Let's talk about our community, our space, our membership, and who it's for. Ooh. And what we do there.
Who's it for, Stephanie?
Exodus ASAP is for Black women who are ready to take action on their move abroad, right? You don't have to have a full plan yet. In fact, we help you get your plan together. We help you get your peace out protocol together, but you have to be ready to make some effort, ready to take some action. Most of the women come into our space because they know that they don't want to start from zero. They don't want to have to figure everything out on their own. And often it's because they don't want to take 2, 3, 5, 10 years to move abroad, right? They want to change that to months instead of years. So if you're a Black woman who's interested in leaving the United States, is interested in going abroad, whether it's for short-term, long-term, something in between, that's what we do inside of Exodus ASAP.
In fact, we just got an update from someone in our community who get so many updates. This is one that was really special to me though, because when she joined the community was like, I don't even have an inkling of a plan. I don't have the idea of a plan. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. And she hit us up yesterday and told us that she has now a multi-year visa to live in Thailand. She went from no idea where I'm going, how I'm going to get there. And our program's only been open for
December,
since late November, and I know she hasn't been in there the whole time. So maybe she's been in there 2 or 3 months, and she already has her visa. She went from no idea to let me pack these bags, right, ready to go. And that's what the membership can do for you. Everyone's going to take their own time, right? She took action. And we want this community to be for action takers. We don't want it to be a community where people come in and sit around and watch other people take action. We have a free Facebook for that, right? Yeah. If you're not ready to take action, it's totally okay to say, I can wait for the membership, right? But when you're ready to take action, if you need help, if you need support, if you want to be in community with other Black women who are showing up every day, giving reports like that, this is the community you want to be in.
That's right. So if you're watching this, when we put this video out or soon after, we're in like a little phase of a couple of really important months. So June is Declutter Month inside of the Exodus ASAP membership. A lot of people just put off the idea of moving because it's too much. And sometimes that too much is just, what about all this stuff? So we're getting together and getting that done. There are women who are leaving in weeks or months and have put off the decluttering and the getting rid of stuff until the very last minute. So we're working with them on that. Don't let that be you. Join us now so you can get started today. July is super exciting because in July, we're hosting again our Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge inside of the Exodus ASAP membership. This is an exciting time because this is when Black women go from, I have a skill set, but I don't have any way to make money apart from a traditional job, right? During the 6 days of this challenge, they go from there to, oh, I've got a client. right? I've got a client or 3 clients, and now I see like the pathway for me leaving the country is right in front of me. I don't have to sit back and say, this isn't for me because, and it's not going to work out because I've got the money and now I've got the plan. Now the plan is coming together.
Right. July is special also because we only do this once or twice a year, and we've already done it once. So I think this is our second and last time of the year for doing this. July is the start of our planning season for Exodus Summit. So we're going to be heads down bringing you the premier event for Black women who want to move abroad.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. Essence said that. It was Essence, right? Yes.
It was Essence Magazine, yeah.
Essence Magazine said that. So we're going to be in work mode for that part in the second half of the year. So this is probably your last chance of the year to do the Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge. It is a challenge where women see significant differences immediately. And let's talk about it. We don't believe in being too subtle.
Okay. No, we don't.
Sometimes people are like, come work with me and I will grow your business by this, but they don't really tell you how. We're telling you right up front. Get your what? Next 3 clients.
Next 3 clients.
Right? Do what we advise you to do in the session. Take our coaching, take our advice, and you're on your way to your next 3 clients. And every challenge, we see women come in there and get 3 or more clients during the challenge.
That's right.
And
it's only 6 days. It's only 6 days. No.
6 days.
Yeah.
And they have the clients before we're done, right?
Yeah.
There is, if you are an action taker, this is a challenge for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's work. We're not going to pretend it's not work. It's not the kind of thing where you're like, oh, let me sign up and I'll just do now and I'll just do the work later. You're not going to get the best results from that, right? It really does help. But you can get feedback from us and that kind of thing, because that's why we're there. But if you have an existing business that you run online, you get clients online, you are not selling widgets and doohickeys. It's more like you are a coach, you're a therapist, you're something where you provide your service online. And 3 clients could make a difference in your monthly income.
Mm-hmm. Yes, let us help you. Yes. Some of you are saying, well, 3 clients wouldn't be enough, but you need coaching, because for a lot of people, 3 clients is good money. You may not know that yet because you haven't had coaching from us. Mm-hmm. Where Rashida said, if you already have a business and you need clients, but also if you don't have a business, one of the first things that we, knock out of the park every challenge is we talk to the women who have no idea yet. What do I even offer for money? I have some thoughts. I have some skills. I have some ideas. I have a network, but what is my actual offer? What is my actual product? What is my actual service? If that's you, if your business doesn't exist yet because you haven't gotten to that point yet, let us coach you on that too. Let us get that handled quickly. We're not people who are going to teach. We're not going to take hours and hours and days in this challenge to talk about the things that are busy work, mm-hmm. that people often confuse with running a business or starting a business. We're not going to talk to you about setting up your LLC. We're not going to talk to you about the website. We're going to talk to you about the thing that actually puts money in your pockets, which is getting clients. This is what we spend our time on in the challenge.
We have both been in business for 6-ish years now, individually and together. A logo, we don't know her, right? And you're one of you, at least out there, probably 1% of you watching this video right now is like, I would start a business, but my graphic designer hasn't come back to me with the final logo yet.
10%. That's 10% of y'all. Okay.
Why y'all playing games?
Yeah.
I make good money every day. I don't have a logo. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody's ever been like, I would work with them, but they don't have a logo.
We don't have a logo separately or together. No, it doesn't exist. Okay. It's good. It's okay.
In year 4. Year 4? Year 4 or 5? Year 5. Year 5, we trademarked.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't have to worry about signing up for Exodus ASAP and coming to the challenge and then walking away with a whole bunch of having done a whole bunch of busy work that doesn't lead you to clients. Okay. You're going to learn from us how to get your next 3 clients, whether it's your first 3 or not. Okay. So you're going to like the women inside the Exodus ASAP membership because there are other Black women who like to, who first of all want to leave the country, but also who like the thing that they do and want to share it out with the world. So you'll get to meet them too. It's awesome to come to a challenge or come to a membership and get in community with other like-minded women. So you're going to like that. You already know you're going to like having us as your coaches. You're going to love it. Okay. So the link to Exodus ASAP, the link to the membership is in the description of this video. But of course, it's exodusasap.com, which is right there on the screen. You're invited to join us if you're ready to take some action. Even if you're not convinced that you have a plan. I don't want to say it like that, but even if you're not convinced that even if you're not convinced you can do it, join us.
Yes.
What women do in our community is they come in and they get the success and the result. You don't have to be fearless. You don't have to be convinced. You just have to be willing to try it.
So who is the challenge not for and who is the community not for?
Okay. The community is not for people who don't like to do things in community. If you want individual coaching only on your move abroad, this is not the place, right? There are other women there. We're all talking and we're all sharing. All the women in the community are sharing their progress, their results, their questions, their setbacks, their wins. If you're not into that, this is not for you. There are individuals who coach. Individual coaching with Rashida costs way more than a monthly membership to Exodus ASAP, but you can go that route instead.
Okay. It costs 2 months. It's one hour with me is 2 months in the membership. Get in the membership.
In the membership. Okay. And who is the challenge not for?
I think the challenge is not for anyone who does not have the slightest idea of what they would want to do in a business. A lot of times there are people who come in with 70 ideas and we got to narrow it down, baby. We starting with 1, 3 clients on 1 idea, right? One business, 1 thing. But if you're like, I know I need more money, but I have absolutely zero idea what my skill set is, what I want to offer, anything. I'm starting from absolute zero. We can't give you ideas, right? So if you're at a 0, brainstorm, right? What do people come to you for? What are you known for? What are the things that people always ask you for help with? 1 year during Exodus Summit, we had a teacher Jade, come on, and one of her most successful students, his class was teaching people different ways to cook eggs.
Yeah.
And by most successful, we mean he was making a lot of money. Her most successful student was teaching people how to cook eggs. You can cook eggs, right? You can cook eggs. You can teach people how to cook eggs. There's something that you can do that people love coming to you for. Write down the list, right? Don't show up with a blank slate because we cannot generate ideas for you. I don't know you like that. I don't know what your skill sets are. I don't know what your experiences are. So you have to come with ideas. 1 solid, strong idea is best. 100 ideas is second best. 0 ideas, worst. All right. So spend some time thinking about what you could offer. Right. And then we'll talk about it during the session. And we're very excited. You guys come up with so many great ideas. And we love helping you hone in on the winner. We are good at picking winners.
We do help people pick winning business ideas. That's right. Because we don't want to force you into something that you're going to hate, right? If you're going to hate serving those people and you're going to hate doing that work, that business that's not a winner, okay? And we can see that. We can see that on your face and hear that in your voice. And also we help people pick winners and winning business ideas because we want to get to the money, right? And we're not going to have you doing a whole bunch of work that's not going to end with you making enough money to live the life that you want to live. And so we're really good at helping women cross off things, amend some things, and get to the winning idea for you, for your life, for your skill set, and for your future, and for your money. All right, so we've shared how financially, like money-wise, how we have afforded to live outside of the United States. We've shared how some other people we know have done it, and we've shared how we can help you do it. If you have any interest at all in getting yourself and or your family out of the United States of America, we want you to do that. So let's wrap this up, Rashida, with talking about, like, is it worth it? So you've talked about starting this business, hosting summits, creating events for people, doing coaching for women so that you can, in part, so that you can afford to live in Mexico City. How's it?
It's such a weird question to answer because I'm like, are you for real? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It is so freeing to show up, to be in a place where I am not a second-class citizen, right? Mm-hmm. To show up in a place where I can just be, I don't have, you talked about this the other day, I don't have to police myself, right? I don't have to worry about the police to begin with, right?
Literally.
I don't have to, I can show up in a fullness that I never knew before, right? Mm-hmm. I can go anywhere I want to go without worrying that someone is going to accuse me of being in the wrong part of town, right? I live a very free life in ways that are very hard to put into words. Yeah. But like the opposite of the police state currently happening in America.
It is hard to put into words because we feel free we think we're free in the United States until we go someplace else. The thing for me, right, what I would say is the things that people in the United States are marching for and are fighting for and are literally dying for, those things already exist in other parts of the world. And so for me, it's worth it because in Colombia, all those things that people are out marching for in the US today, like literally this weekend, they're already here. I can just pick myself up and move myself to a place where I already have those things, where I'm already treated that way, where I already feel that feeling. It's amazing. It's worth it. So yes, we run businesses and sometimes, we have to work in those businesses. It's way better than having a traditional job. On top of me making significantly more money than I made in a traditional job. I just feel better every day waking up, making money this way compared to the way that I made money before. It feels better and the result, it gives us a better result. The life that we're living is better.
The life we're living is better, but also, I said earlier, and it's what I say always about my old jobs, my job was to make rich people richer. And in this job, I make Black women happier.
And their families, their whole families. Yeah.
No one will ever be able to take that away from me. My entire, if I'm at my computer, if I'm talking into this camera, my goal and the end result, not just my goal, but it also happens because women tell us all the time.
Yeah.
I change the lives of Black women and their families in positive ways.
Yeah.
I'll show up for work for that. I still don't want to work, but I will show up to work for that. Right?
Absolutely.
We love
Absolutely.
it here.
All right. We love it here. We can't wait for you to join us, right? We can't wait for you to join us. The link to Exodus ASAP is in the description of this video. It's exodusasap.com. Okay. We've got some other resources in the description as well. If you don't know where in the world you might even want to go, we have a quiz. Which country should I move to? It's a fun quiz that'll help you start thinking about things and give you a starting point, narrow it down to like a starting point. We have some awesome resources in the description, so go ahead and go there because they're for you. Those resources are for you, and we're super excited to see you, to help you on this journey.
Yes. So we hope to see you in Exodus ASAP in ASAP.
ASAP.
I would say in the next few weeks, but I'm like, why are you waiting? Come now. Do we know the dates of the Get Your Next Free Clients Challenge?
July 27th to August 1st.
Okay.
Sunday to Friday.
Okay, so come on down, join us, and get some money, right? Use that money to help you move abroad. And honestly, if you are going to use a business to finance your move abroad, you want to start that before you move, right? You want to know if you're going to have regular clients and what amount of work is required from you and things like that. So yes, this is perfect for you if you're still in the US. It's also perfect for you if you're abroad and you need money. We got you. We got you.
All right. Thank you very much for watching this video, friends. You made it this far, so go ahead and hit the like button, okay? And then hit the subscribe button to share this video with another Black woman you know who's ready to get her Peace Out protocol together. We'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.